What's up, everybody? I'm Rob.
I'm Reshawn, and this is Learn, Hustle, Grow. If you are interested in all things money, marriage, and travel, this is the place for you. So, you are a happily married couple. You have defined your individual roles and responsibilities. There is a rhythm in your daily lives. Go to work, go shopping, date nights, and celebrations. We celebrate pretty much everything. Birthdays, holidays, and anniversaries. In our family, there is always something to look forward to.
Of course, every marriage is faced with challenges. You know, the usual. Raising children, deciding what you want to be when you grow up, paying bills, and communicating with one another in a way that ensures you two stay connected. Are you enjoying our videos about money, marriage, and travel? Give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you won't miss our future videos.
Life is hard. It's not easy being an adult. When Rob and I began doing life together, we both knew we had found our one. Aww. We honestly love being married. The first 10 years have gone by incredibly fast. The first 9 years were a breeze.
We both give credit to our faith in God and getting off to a good start. We were fortunate to build a solid foundation. Don't get me wrong, we argue and disagree. Sometimes these fights are about the most ridiculous things. Many of our fights are the result of a miscommunication.
Prior to getting married, Rob and I attended premarital counseling. Yes, we have heard people say that it doesn't work. Counseling is like anything else. You get out of it what you put into it. We have found that we do better in a group setting versus just us and a counselor.
Early in our marriage, we read books and participated in a small group for newly married couples. All believers in Christ, we were close in age and married around the same time. As newlyweds, we were sharing similar experiences and challenges.
One of the most difficult things about the first couple of years of marriage is that the two of you feel alone. You think to yourselves, people have been getting married for centuries. It cannot be that hard. There are couples who have been married for an eternity.
Somehow, you and your spouse have failed to figure out how to make it work. Perhaps you were not meant to be. Maybe this whole thing was a mistake. Of course, this is absolutely false. But if you are alone, this can certainly seem true.
Marriage is not to be done alone. Spending time with other couples who want to do marriage right is extremely powerful. Finding those couples can be made easier if you are part of a faith-based community. Understanding that our marriage is bigger than us helps keep Rob and I on the same page.
We share all of this to say, we still were not prepared for the impact of uprooting our lives would have on our relationship. December 30th, 2018, our lives changed. We left the comfort of our 2,600 square foot suburban home for the space of a hotel room.
Think about that for a second. One bathroom, one television, no man cave. Yes, we know there are people who live like this every day all over the world. We are not those people. In our video, 5 Rules for a Happy Marriage, we share the fact that our relationship requires time apart.
If you follow Learn, Hustle, Grow on social media, then you know that we left our corporate jobs in late 2018 to travel the world and to pursue our entrepreneurial dreams. Yep, we're working for ourselves. Reshawn is a travel agent specializing in group and international travel.
We are the proud owners of Learn, Hustle, Grow Travel. Rob is a licensed Texas realtor. In 2019, we have traveled 6 continents, 22 countries, and more than 35 cities. Sounds amazing, right? We think so.
Being able to travel the world in our 40s is a dream come true. Our initial plan was to take regular vacations until we could retire in our late 50s or early 60s. Before we began traveling the world, we had never been away from home for more than 7 days.
We were married in Riviera Maya, Mexico. That was the first time we used our passports together. Like most vacationing Americans, we extended our weekends and took advantage of holidays. We enjoyed every single vacation we took.
The destinations, the people, the food, the shopping. We took amazing photos and videos. We couldn't wait to share with our family and friends. Why should world travel to our bucket list destinations be any different?
Prior to this year, our travel was focused on beach resorts. Due to the day-to-day responsibilities of our jobs and the limitations of paid time off, there was just never enough time to go beyond Central America.
When your dreams come true, you rarely stop to think about the potential downside. That's right, I said downside. When it comes to world travel, the potential for downside depends largely on your personality. How you plan the trip also has an impact.
Rob and I are both eldest children born to single moms. What does that mean? We are both fiercely independent with very specific ideas about how things should go. After all, we didn't just decide to travel the world. We decided to share our journey via YouTube and start a business together.
When we disagree at home, we have the luxury of space and time to help us get over it. On the road, we don't have either. We're moving pretty fast. We want to see as many places as possible. We don't stay anywhere longer than 7 to 10 days.
Imagine spending 24 hours a day with your spouse without the option for a break. Every little thing that annoys you about each other can and does become bigger. Jet lag sets in and patience wears thin.
You cannot go out for lunch, dinners, or drinks with your friends. Man, you can't even go to another room. There's only one room and you're both in it. Traveling together is not the same as vacationing together.
One rule of thumb for our hotels has been a budget of approximately $100 per night. These are not high-end resorts. We're talking 3-star hotels. Sometimes that means a small room. It has yet to result in a penthouse suite. In Rio de Janeiro, we stayed for $50 a night. The Petite Rio was exactly as described. Petite.
Oh my God, we were getting on each other's nerves. Rashawn and I argued so much in South America, we could not believe it. When we left home, the 10-hour flight from Dallas-Fort Worth to Buenos Aires was the longest we had ever flown.
Ideally, on vacation, you and your spouse have the same goals. When we vacationed, we had a limited amount of time and just wanted to unwind and relax. Now we are traveling the world. How do we decide where to go? Rob and I have a world map with pins all over it.
Believe it or not, deciding where to go has not been difficult. We've been chasing summer. You don't realize how hot summer can be until you experience 5 months actively exploring in the heat.
Learn, hustle, roast.
For sure. Other factors in choosing our route, the price of airfare and the length of flight.
Once we reach our destination, where we go and what we do can become quite the discussion. We have a limited amount of time in each city, and there are just tons of things to see and do.
It's no longer just what to eat for dinner. Now it's also what do we eat for breakfast and lunch. There's tons of decisions to make when you're on the road. What to photograph, video, or even post online can all become discussions. Before long, you're just tired of making decisions. It's called decision fatigue.
How good are you at dealing with change? How do you feel about dealing with inconvenience? World travel is all about change and inconvenience. New places, new airports, new languages, new cultures, changes in weather, packing and unpacking. These are all stressors. You and your spouse likely handle stress differently.
As exciting as it is, it also takes a toll on your body and senses. Burnout is real. Travel bloggers and bloggers don't talk about it much because there's been so much effort put into the fantasy. People only want to hear how fabulous travel is.
Being away from your home and routine for months at a time, starting a business, and spending 24 hours a day together. This kind of constant change will test your relationship. If we had to do it all over again, we would definitely do some things differently. Perhaps we will write a book about it one day.
Are you traveling full-time as a couple? Are you in business with your spouse or partner? What's the longest you've traveled with your spouse without returning home? We want to hear from you. What future videos would you like to see? Comment below.
Don't forget to subscribe.
See you in the next video.